I'd seen the signs many times before. Hunched shoulders, clenched fists, heavy sighs. Apologies for not being or doing enough. I'd come to notice these cues in others. I'm a therapist, after all. But this time, I was the one in need of support. I was sitting in my counseling supervisor's office, feeling suffocated and exhausted, anxious and amped up. I thought the very fiber of my soul might give out if I tried to do or figure out one more thing. It had been a tough week. In reality, it had been a tough year. Most of my clients were adolescent girls or adult women, all of whom seemed to be experiencing an onslaught of heartbreak. Each day, I listened to their accounts of abuse and pain, trying to help these women untangle their personal stories. At times, I also calmed angry parents and soothed suicidal clients. The basic rule of being a therapist is that you should never work harder than your client. But I was breaking that rule 10 times over and headed straight for burnout. The truth was, I loved my job. I loved being able to come alongside my clients and guide them through the path of deep healing. But I was in a constant state of overwhelm. Having grown up in an intensely dysfunctional and chaotic family, I never fully learned how to hold the pain of others without internalizing it. My experience had taught me I wasn't allowed to. I didn't know how to listen to my own needs or the rhythms of my body. Consequently, when stressful and difficult weeks like this arose, I dealt with them the only way I knew how, by just trying to push through them, shaming myself in the process. "John," I confessed to my supervisor, "I'm so worn out and tired. It just feels like no matter what I do, it's never enough. I feel like I'm failing my clients, like I'm not good enough to do this job." John, whom I deeply respected, was already a seasoned therapist. He exuded wisdom and calm and regularly reminded me it was okay to be imperfect. As tears ran down my cheeks, John leaned forward in his chair for a moment and took a breath. Then slowly he rested his elbows on his knees and steepled his fingers, the way I often did with my own clients. "Listen, Aundi," he said gently. "I'm curious about why you're so hard on yourself. You are providing the resources your clients need, and you are incredibly empathic. You're doing an excellent job." He cocked his head. "What would happen if you allowed yourself to release your grip on this situation?" The empathy in John's voice felt soothing, and a part of me wanted to wholeheartedly embrace what he was saying. The other part of me was defensive. In fact, just considering his suggestion made my pulse race. But how will anyone be okay if I don't care all the time? My inner critic all but screamed. If I'm not saving them, how will they survive? John leaned in again, sensing my ambivalence. "I'm not asking you to stop caring, Aundi, just to change the way you are caring. What I mean is, what if, just for a change, instead of trying harder, you tried softer,